How you doing out there? This is Kenny with Sound Deluxe Car Audio. We are doing our newest SoundSkin kit for the 2018 to 2021 Subaru Crosstrek. This is the rear door panel that we'll start on right here, and we'll be removing it off and then putting on the kit. So stay with us. So you're gonna have two screws, one behind here and one down inside here. They're both Phillips. You get a flathead screwdriver or a pick or something, and you're gonna pick up the little cap that's down there. You're gonna pull out this Phillips screw right here. Then you're gonna go right in this little gap and you're gonna wedge it in, and that piece should just pop right out, just like that. Once that's out, you're gonna have another Phillips screw that's right there as well. You'll remove that, and after that one's out, I like to go from the bottom corner of the door panel and wedge it and pull it out. Once it's out like this, all unsnapped, pull up this way right here, boom. Come out just like that, and you'll lean it forward, go down inside, and you're going to disconnect the harness for the switch pod as well as the door cable pull. So they just snap right out. Once that's all out, the door panel will come off just like so. You're going to have the bracket right here that holds the door handle. You're going to remove a Phillips here and another Phillips below it. That bracket will come off. You're also going to unplug this plug right here, just like that. And then the wire keeper that's right here, you're gonna unplug that from the door itself, the metal frame, and another one right here for the wire for the speaker. Once that harness is removed, then you can remove this, the speaker itself. There's 3 Phillips screws. Pretty easy, we've already removed some of them. So the speaker will come off. Our new kit goes all the way around the whole speaker, so it's really nice. It seals it around the speaker real nice and adds to the sound of the vehicle, the sound of the speaker. Prevents a lot of vibration. So it's definitely a huge improvement. So once you got all that off, you go ahead and peel off your vapor barrier itself. It's a little sticky, a little gooey, but you work through it. So you'll just start peeling away until it's completely off. Removing your harness through all the slits, just like so. And you're not going to be using this anymore, so you can go ahead and trash that. But you got your door panel right here, and you want to make sure it's nice and clean. If the car's been dusty or anything like that, wipe it all down. And then that's your prep that you'll have to do right before you put on the SoundSkins kit, okay? So you go just about like that, peel about that much back, and leave it hanging so you can peel it all the way down from underneath. I like to start with feeding through the cables, just so you don't forget. Align this hole with that button right there. Make sure it's good in the line, kind of tack it down right there. Then you're going to go to the other side, and there's another alignment button right there. And that's where that hole goes, just like that. Once that's all done, then you flip it back up again. You'll feed your wires through for your situation right here. And also the wiring for the switch pod and the speaker. Little pro tip here, before you tack it all down, you're gonna want to kind of manipulate it until it centers around all the screw holes and the wire keeper holes. That'll really help you out. If you just start tacking it down, it might be off a little bit because the door goes in and out. So make sure that you start centering the holes around the keepers before you start to tack the thing down completely. Okay, so now we have the kit completely on. You just work your hand around the edges, make sure it's nice and secure. Your next step is going to be to grab a razor blade, and you're going to flush cut around where the speaker is. I like to push it in a little bit, kind of gives me a guide on where I'm going to cut. And you can grab your razor blade, punch through with it, just like this. And you can feel the edge and just cut around using the metal as the guide. Real simple. And then we like to take this piece and we like to stick it on the outer skin right here, and that will help with the back wave of that speaker when you're playing music. So now we're going to tack back in all our wire keepers, just like so. Just kind of give it a once over, make sure everything's all lined up. If you have some little stringies from the vapor barrier goo, you can use isopropyl alcohol or denatured alcohol. That'll work real well to get this stuff off. So once it's all back on your door panel, you're not going to see any of that coming through. All right, so our next step now is going to be putting the speaker in and then the door panel, and then you're all done. All right, we're here doing the door panel removal. Inside the handle right here, there's a little tab you're gonna flip up with like a flathead screwdriver or a mini panel tool. Either one of these will work. You'll flip it up, that'll reveal a Phillips screw. You remove that screw, and then same inside of here also, right where this little slit is, you'll pop that out. This piece should easily come out, just like that. You have another Phillips screw here. This vehicle has a panel right here that comes off. There was not a bolt behind here, but I assume if there was, it would be a 10 millimeter. Some vehicles might have it, some might not. This one did not. So that's basically all you're gonna have to do to remove the hardware to get the door panel on or off. I like to start in the front corner and pop, and then you'll release. You'll release. We've already released this panel for filming purposes just to make it easier. And then come up on that corner, this corner. You'll pull out a little bit, and then you're gonna release these two cables. They just pull out from the attachments right here. You'll pull them out, pop up, and the little ball will come out of its holder. Then you have the plugs that are gonna be going to your switch pod right here. You wanna release those, pretty simple. Once that's all off, the door panel will come off. We've already removed the vapor barrier and the plugs that needed to come off to get the vapor barrier off. We're also going to be removing the speaker right here as well, and that's going to allow for a nice clean installation of the SoundSkins. If it's an older car or it's a little bit dusty, we always recommend to wipe it off. It doesn't hurt to wipe it off. Use something good like a glass cleaner or acetone or something like that. Wipe it all down, make sure it's nice and clean. When you are installing the kit, you're going to want to make sure you start to feed these through, and this plug through as well. Same with these as well, and this one as well. There's slits in the piece, so it'll allow you to fit everything through. Just make sure you feed these ones first because they're the longest and the hardest, okay? So we'll start. We have our piece right here, ready to go. We always want to peel back a little bit of the top layer to allow us to tack it in place and get it centered. And so now that we have our backing peeled back, we're going to feed our door cables through. Then you see there's a little button right here. That's where this hole right here starts. So you'll start there, make sure it's centered around that. Now's a good time to also pull through the plugs that are going to be coming through. This one loops up through here, and then you have the ones that go to your switch. That comes through this slit right here. So as you're going along, you just want to kind of work it in place and make sure you got everything showing through. We got another dimple right here that's going to show, allow you to center things up. That's the only reason why that's there. So make sure all your cables are good. Once your cables are good, you start tacking it down at the top, and then you'll work your way down. Once we have the piece all laid in, you can start securing your harness back up. You got your plug here to go, and so on and so forth. After that's all done, you flush cut out your speaker, and then you can take that piece and you can stick it directly behind it. That helps with the back wave of the speaker, and also gives it a little bit better resonance. Then once it's all done, then you just reverse that process and put the door panel right back on, putting the plugs and the cable releases through the slits that are provided. You'll have a way quieter vehicle on the inside. Really helps out with the mid bass and bass on the door speakers as well. So that's about all you got to do, and you have a lot less road noise.